Our Nicole Comstock has been in the Ridgecrest area now for a couple of days. Nicole, I know you have a resident with you, but I do want to ask you, you were there near the epicenter when the shaking started. It felt strong to us. Can you tell us what it felt like to you?
Yeah, I mean, just as a recap, we were sitting in our live truck working on a story for our 10 o'clock show, thinking we were kind of sailing into the tail end of our night because we didn't feel any strong aftershocks. And when that 7.1 hit, I mean, it felt like our truck was almost bouncing up and down and swaying at the same time. And we were right next to some smaller, older one-story buildings, but with a lot of those thin glass windows, and the buildings were shaking pretty good. So there was a moment there where we're thinking, maybe it's not great to be parked at the curb next to these buildings. But thankfully, once we got outside, the shaking had stopped. But it was really violent shaking here in Ridgecrest. Right now, we're here at the Albertsons on Norma Street, which has a significant amount of damage here. And maybe about 2 minutes ago, we just felt another aftershock. So we're going to try to stay away from the building, but still show you these huge pieces of stucco. These are really heavy pieces that fell off the exterior of the building when this earthquake hit. So if you pan up to the top there, you can see that exposed wood and those little black plastic strips. That's where those fell from. We're going to send you to some video we took from inside of the store. We actually had a viewer send that in to us from a few moments ago. So that'll give you an idea of the sights and sounds inside the store as this earthquake was happening. We just spoke with that man, Joe, a few moments ago, who told us, thankfully, he didn't think anyone was seriously injured inside of the store here. But he did have one woman who was grabbing her arm and walking out of the store. He thought she was okay, and he was there just making sure that everyone was guided out safely. And right now we're joined by John. We're trying to cram this in here to get you on TV because you have been waiting patiently for a long time. You were at home in the backyard pulling weeds when this earthquake hit.
Yes, ma'am.
What did that feel like under your feet?
A couple things come to mind. Bounce house, but a pool cover, like running underneath you, is the best way to explain it. I was
running over a pool cover.
Running over a pool cover, but it was fighting against you. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I couldn't move, you know. I'm a man of faith, and this shook me to the core, you know.
Why did it shake you like that?
There's something it's bigger than me, you know, and a lot of people came to that conclusion. There's something bigger than them out there, you know, and it's good for you.
Nothing that will remind you of that, like an earthquake, that you are about this big in comparison to the rest of the universe, right?
I really didn't know that the earth could like rumble away from you. I'd never seen anything like that. Usually we have wind here, that's just the big thing, but you know, this was, yeah, it's past what I've experienced in my life.
Yeah, and you know, we were just 3 minutes away from here when this happened, and there was a mobile home that caught fire, a family inside running out within seconds, totally destroyed.
Yes.
The home behind them, another mobile home, knocked off the foundation completely on the ground. How's your house faring tonight?
It's okay. It was built on a foundation, and it has the thick, like 2-inch decking that it's built on, so it stood pretty good. But you know, everything else was shaking, and yeah, it shook me to the core. Like I said, I didn't know really that could happen.
And you're saying, too, you have family members all across the Inland Empire in Rancho Cucamonga and elsewhere, and you've been...
Moreno Valley and Rancho Cucamonga, and it shook them, and my cousins in Moreno Valley, the road was rippling, I guess, something like...
Wow.
So, yeah, it's bigger than us.
Yeah. So you finally make those phone calls to all those family members, like, just checking in on you, man.
They're checking in on me, and I'm just waiting for the next rumble, you know? What can you do? Just, you know...
Scare you at all knowing that you're probably going to be feeling these aftershocks throughout the night and tomorrow? And
it is, and I have to go clean up at our church tomorrow. A lot of the tile came down, and so I want to get a good night's sleep and, you know, go get ready for Sunday.
If we have another moment here, how is it driving in town? Because a lot of the traffic lights are out, and people are having to treat some of these as four-way stops right now.
My side is lights. So we lost power on the 4th for 2 hours, but I had lights. You get halfway down and it's dark, and I just feel for the people. That's not cool.
Yeah. In terms of resources, have you heard of many stores that are able to still stay open or have power, have their freezers on?
No, even today at China Express, they were cash only for lunch. It's like, there goes $30, you know. But anyways, you can't, yeah, you know.
So unfortunately, maybe you can't have your favorite dinner right now, but you can find food.
Yeah, I can find food.
That's good.
I'll find something.
A lot of people out here helping and donating where they can too, and bringing canned goods and little toiletry bags.
The
So
lights came on for a lot of people. This is big, and you know, I think it's good.
we're really glad you're okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for
I'm
joining
going.
us.
You're welcome.
Sleep safely tonight, okay?
Thanks.
Try not to be too nervous.
Okay.
All
thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Okay.
So a lot of people out here kind of saying the same thing, that they're feeling blessed that they made it through this, that they weren't seriously injured, but take a look at the damage out here and you think, I'm really lucky that I wasn't standing underneath, that big piece of stucco that fell. Doesn't sound like anyone was standing outside the store at the time. On the inside of the Albertsons here, some of the ceiling tiles are obviously down. These are the types of ceilings we see inside stores across town that are falling because they're kind of the least stable inside of these stores. But, for the most part, people we're speaking with are okay. They were able to make it out of these structures before things got really bad. So it's certainly good news, you guys.